Hey everybody, welcome back. We are here with another Vampire the Masquerade. I think this is going to be the last episode. This really does feel like we're near the end now. After our boy Father Leonard gave us a tip on what was going on, so here we go. I gave him a nod, and I sprint away. Now I know what I must do. Heck yeah, we do. Hey, Moon, my lone constant companion. When I moved here for good from, the old country, you were the only close friend who kept me company. Never felt in the right place back there. Never felt in the right place here. Especially now, when I'm not quite alive, not quite dead. Not that Slavic, not that American. But maybe it's about time I finally carve out some space for myself. It's been a long road, hasn't it? Oh. Wish me luck. Yeah, we will need it. I catch him in front of the art hole because of course he had to be the first person I met there. No way. No, 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 no.
I'm going to be the laughingstock of the entire city if I don't show up to the resolution of my own investigation. How about you demonstrate a
Modicum? Modicum? I think it's a modicum. I think that's the word.
of courtesy?
Courtesy? Girl, I should put you on trial. Can't guarantee I eventually won't. You've messed with Kaiser, eminence Grissy of this city, beaten him to a pulp like a random goon. He will do everything he can to destroy you from now on, and my bet is he'll succeed.
Whatever will be, will be. For now, at the very least, I'd like to show the court I'm not a baby fledgling who can't see a task she was given to the end.
You're making a huge mistake. How did you even learn this meeting is happening in the first place? Huh. Huh.
Maybe I'm not as trash an investigator as you thought I was.
Yeah, you fucking tell him, Julia. Kadir, you've lost points with me. You were cool, and now you've pissed me off just like everybody else. I never said.
But you're showing it.
Oh. Yeah, how does it feel, Kadir? How does it feel? That's not a fair assessment. I wanted to finish this mess myself for your own good.
It would be nice if you asked what I think next time.
I'm actually pissed off he tried to pull this off without me, but I'm not letting it show, counting on being able to guilt trip him into submission. His deep sigh of resignation proves that my tactic was successful. Fine, but you will stay quiet the whole time. No tricks, ifs, or buts. Now we're gonna say something.
But of course,
No, we're not. We're gonna say something, Kadir. I'm sorry. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. Y'all have pushed us far too far. Now we get to push you guys. This way. We step into the maw of the gallery. The celebrations of power are almost over. Everyone is back to their usual respective styles again, looking weary of each other's company, trapped in their own little worlds. The art hole is nearly empty now, and Kadir is gently strong-arming the last remaining nobodies into leaving the premises. Eventually, only me, and a select few New York Camarilla VIPs remain.
ah, Miss Sawinski, barely made it, huh?
The asshole with the glued-on smile spots me first, and he's just as authentically enthused to see me as ever. So he finally showed his face around here.
I wasn't sure if you'd join us tonight. Kadir made this meeting sound like a one-man show. The preparations took me a bit longer than I thought they would. I apologize.
Are you, by chance, planning to surprise us with something?
Well, if I was planning something, it wouldn't be a surprise if I told you now, would it?
Can I have... Oh, sure. Yeah, we're gonna fucking begin, alright. Can I have everyone's attention, please? We're about to begin. Oh boy, here we go. We're going in. Everyone remaining in the building gathers around Kadir. Ah, exciting! Is everyone... Oh, wait. What was her accent? I haven't seen Catherine in so long. I don't remember what it was. It's been so long. Is everyone present? Oh, Miss Aisling. Present. And accounted for. My prince? Yes. Before we begin, let me welcome an, unusual guest to our fold. She gestures toward a corner from behind which emerges a silhouette that would have never ever appeared here under normal circumstances. Oh, there he is. Name's Torque. I'm the Baron of the Bronx. I was delegated here by my compatriots as an oversight authority. I'm here to observe the results of the investigation. Nothing more, nothing less. Let me stress this one last time. This is a one-time occurrence, meant to elevate the tensions in the city, not a symbol of mutual recognition. Not in the slightest. I peek at Addison's face to get a feel for how a hardline loyalist might grapple with this arrangement. His expression betrays no surprise, only a slight discomfort. Even if he is fine with it, the prince must have been extremely convincing about the necessity of a temporary truce. Or about some Machiavellian, I can't read sometimes, I apologize, tactic she's got ready up her sleeve. Who knows? Of course, we might have irreconcilable differences, but there are times when they have to be temporarily put aside in order to quell unrest and open paths for constructive, meaningful change. If anyone would like to voice their concerns, the time is now. Torque, Arturo, and Panhard exchange glances. Normally I'd consider it an innocent gesture. Knowing what I know, I roll my eyes. A stick or a carrot, Torque? What made you break and sell your compatriots? How much do you really know? If not, Kadir, may I? He steps into the middle of the room and clears his throat theatrically. First, let me plainly state that the conclusion I'm going to present is by no means my own achievement. It is the result of a tireless investigation conducted by talented kindred I won't name here. A telling glance in Torque's direction serves as a succinct explanation for why he refuses to call them by their names. And of course, Julia Sawinski, whose ceaseless groundwork over the past few nights served as a foundation for the findings that are about to be revealed here. Thank you, Julia. It's not the first time he sets out to oversell my achievements. As the sheriff, my role here is mostly representative. I spent the last few days overseeing the celebrations in Elysium, making sure no harm would befall anyone present. Luckily, well, none did. Looks like the prince's decision to move forward with the event was the correct one. And for that, we should extend our thanks to Gadir, and let us not overlook our guest to a degree. I managed to convince my key allies that diplomatic action is the only way forward in this case. No matter how wrong-headed the enemy can be. I can't read today, I'm sorry. We still need avenues to negotiate and communicate. I'm curious how Tamika would react to him looking like a corporate bastard designing the future order, dismissing potential for a change that lies in unrest. No wonder she dumped him. Spare us the empty pleasantries and let Katia move on. I don't have all night for this. Right. I'll be concise. Douglas Boss Callahan's remains were found in his office by one of his ghouls first thing in the evening. The first kindred to confirm it was another Anarch Baron, Torque, present here. A mystery book author would refer to the circumstances of Callahan's death as a classic closed-room mystery. The metal door, locked from the inside, served as the sole way in. There was no murder weapon, no useful testimonies, and the evidence was, how do I put it, barely circumstantial at best. What was left for us was one hell of a puzzle. One where the answer couldn't even be approached using the tried and tested question, cui bono? Look at all the people here, man. Look at all the assortment of people just hanging around this place. That's actually a really cool picture, though. We were presented with a poorly timed power upheaval, a tense situation where a long-planned celebration was in danger. Suddenly all of us were faced with an uncertain future. Everybody benefited, yet nobody did. No one was especially fond of Callahan, but it's not like anyone seemed particularly keen on removing him from the equation, especially at this time. For a moment, we were sure this was the beginning of an offensive on the part of the Camarilla. We started wondering just how violent or retaliation should be. And as for us, we were momentarily convinced that the Anarchs were plotting to blame us for their own internal power struggles. A tense situation, resolved only thanks to the skillful and swift diplomacy. Dare I say, yet another victory for our talented prince? Julia made sure to examine all the contacts Callahan might have had in his last days, in both sects. Her efforts were tireless, and only rarely misguided. He just had to spit out at least one biting remark, didn't he? Ah, well, he's probably just covering his ass. Yeah, I would assume so. I think that's why he said that. That makes sense. But as exhaustive as they might have been, they only served to muddle the possibilities, not explain them. Callahan had a lot of enemies, but they were the most infuriating kind of enemies one can have. Folks who barely ever thought of him anymore. In other words, no one really had a particular interest in getting rid of him, because they could always simply work their way around him. Just before last Christmas, he even witnessed the first ever successful First Light raid against his extremely profitable blood trade supply lines. A lone ace up his sleeve. A downright shady ability to perfectly maneuver around all SI activities. Gone. Callahan's decline was apparent to all, and a domino effect made his empire slowly crumble. Up until recently, he'd done an admirable job keeping up with the times and getting away with murder. But suddenly, all of the prison spotlights were on him. The recent stories we hear about him all depict a depressed, downright maniac recluse lashing out at everyone, struggling and utterly failing to fit into the new reality he found himself in. A closed room, no evidence of struggle, a lack of strong whodunits, the corpse being found in the very early evening hours. The conclusion is simple. Callahan's final death was self-inflicted. Suicide, to put it in simple terms. Huh. Silence has filled the room. So, wow. That really is the angle they'll be pushing, isn't it? Let's hear it, Sheriff. I'll explain. It was an independent detective who first set me out on this theory only last night. There is no suicide note of any kind, of course, but the message our recently departed has sent might not have necessarily been a verbal one. The particular thing was the position of the body. It was like an arrow pointing at us to notice something. It appears the last thing Callahan saw in his unlife was a portrait of one Lord Castlereagh, the second Marquis of Londonderry, which is, coincidentally, where Callahan was born. Oh, that's why he had it. Huh. Interesting. To most, he was a reviled traitor, a heartless suppressor of all dissent, the main threat against each rebellion the Irish have gone through, successful in all ways but those that mattered to his people. Some call him a tragic figure, holding together selfish allies against a common threat, always fighting for painful and unpopular compromises, ruined by overwork, sickness, and poor public speaking skills. Not hard to see why Douglas Callahan would empathize. Polite snickers. Yeah, I can see that. Indeed. Especially when you realize that the sickness in his blood, his failures, the hatred from his own people, and a growing paranoia led him to commit a dramatic suicide within his own four walls. Ah, I see. The assumption is, instead of stabbing himself to death with a knife or a pen, he decided to let the sun embrace him in its warmth, Castlereagh's face burning into his eyes. A poetic, final death. It's not a closure we might have wanted, but probably the best explanation of his motivation that we're going to get. Does everyone follow? Huh. I mean, sure, that's one way to look at it. That is one way, but we know better. Kaiser ratted him out. Actually, I wonder how they would feel about Kaiser ratting them out, honestly. It would be very interesting to see how they would react. A heavy silence fills the room. Nobody speaks up except Prince Panhard. To me, it is all perfectly understandable, agreeable, and, most importantly, it fits the man I've come to understand over the last 2 decades. Consentient murmurs resonate through the room. Agreed, and might I add, there were some irregularities in the handling of the crime scene, but the Anarch leader's findings suggested Callahan's resentful ghouls were to blame. Folks been real happy to see him dead, is all I'm saying, and they went overboard with the celebrations. They've all been interrogated, though. Yes, I have received all the resulting intel, and it's done nothing to change my mind. Their depictions of Callahan's state of mind only serve to support the suicide theory. It is my suggestion that we all announce these findings to our respective communities first thing tomorrow night. Sounds reasonable, and I think that concludes this meeting. I'll let the Keeper of the Elysium do the honors. No time wasted, huh? All right. Does anyone have anything to add? Any questions to ask? Take your time. Silence. I look at everyone just sitting it out in perfect agreement. Congrats, everyone. Congrats, us. We've achieved a perfect victory. No loose ends, no rocking the boat, no nothing. Makes you want to puke. How many of them contributed to this final report? How strongly does Kadir believe the shit running from his mouth? He's always been a Camarilla loyalist, a fanatic even, but... Miss Julia, any final statements? This is it. Now or never. If anyone can blow this pathetic charade wide open, it's me. But there's no coming back from this road, and it has a cost. I've spent all of my life and unlife on social climbing, and the sunken cost fallacy is kicking in. Challenging them here might be my only way of ever making it out of the pit I'm in. On the other hand, maybe this is my time to head into the unknown. Kill my ego, at least temporarily. Shut up the voice of the elders screaming in my head. Betray my La Sombra instincts. Make all these ghosts go away and figure out something new, no matter how scary it may be. Do I dare? Or maybe I don't. I feel like there's an incredible prize to be won, waiting right in front of me, if I just dare to take out this revolver with its single bullet I have hidden on me. And invite everyone here for a crazy game of Russian roulette. You do it, Julia. Pull the book out. Do it, do it, do it. Give in to your anger. You know you want to, Julia. Come on. Come on. You have the evidence. Don't back out now. But I also get this foreboding gangster movie feeling. Like, this is the scene where the future mobster could have gotten out, but he didn't. In the end, did Callahan think all the splendor of the Golden Era was worth this pathetic end? It's like there are two selves battling for dominance inside of me. One of them has to die. The other gets to live. Honestly, it's a flip of the coin. I reflect on all the kindred I've met, lessons I've learned, choices I've made over these past few nights to make a decision. And then, feeling like I'm simply following the way I conducted the investigation to its logical conclusion, I respond, "What's she gonna say?"
Oh, shoot. We gotta stop time. We're out of time. No, 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 right when we were so close. Darn it. Darn it. Well, okay, guys. I think next episode is going to be the last episode. I thought this was going to be the last episode, but clearly there's a lot of talking going on. So we're going to stop this episode here and we're going to finish it next time. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I am so excited to finish this game. I want to know what she says. I want to know what she says so bad. You have no idea. We waited a whole game basically for this moment. And I really hope she makes the right decision. I mean, if it's the wrong decision, I guess it doesn't matter. But either way, you guys have a good one. Keep rocking on. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.